Everyone needs a little support, especially in video games. Partners don't always get the recognition they deserve, sometimes for very good reasons. But there are a few diamonds in the rough. Some partners are informational, some are entertaining, and some are there just to advance the plot. Regardless of the reason, partners are a vital part to a lot of video games. So in this countdown, we're going to celebrate the top 10 partners in video games. If you're a human being like me, then you probably like Banjo Kazooie. I mean, that's just science. And this means that you also know that Kazooie's pretty cool. Hell, you don't even need to be a 90s kid to know that. The Banjo Kazooie series has its fair share of interesting characters, and Kazooie is a bitch to all of them. And that's what makes her likable. She's incredibly insulting. It leads to some funny, albeit usually cheesy, dialogue. All that aside, she offers a lot of useful and fairly unique moves in the N64 games, and those are the only two games that matter in the series, so... Now, I haven't played many of the TAC games, but from what I have played, I enjoyed it. In particular, I remember TAC, the Great Juju Challenge, the most. After all, it's the only one I actually own rather than have rented. And from what I've played, I must say, I absolutely love Locke. He has a heightened sense of duty and an ego bigger than the belly Juju, and if those aren't enough to convince you, just take a look at him in a lobster suit. Isn't that, you know, awesome? And if you're still not on my side, just consider the fact that Locke is voiced by Patrick Warburton.
The Locke called it first, the Locke gets it.
Do you know what that is, Locke?
Yes, it's mine.
Any character voiced by Patrick Warburton is pretty alright in my book. Being trapped in a series of mostly white rooms by yourself has gotta be pretty mind-racking, but that experience can be made at least a little bit easier with a companion. I think you know where I'm going with this. That's right. Number 8 is Gladys. What, did you think I was going to mention the platonic solid? Okay, so some of you might be wondering how Gladys is even on this list. I mean, she's sort of more an antagonist than a partner. That being said, she does team up with Shell against her will in Portal 2 for a while in the form of a potato, so I'll be using that as a loophole to throw her in here. Anybody who's played Portal knows that Gladys is a sarcastic robot that's obsessed with science. Since those are basically my two main character traits, I can definitely relate to her on some level. Probably not with the whole kidnapping aspect of her personality, but hey, that's what originality's for. I put Gladys on this list because of her hilarious sarcasm and weight jokes that make her one of the most memorable and recognizable figures in gaming.
I invited your best friend, the companion killer. Of course, he couldn't come because you murdered him.
Warning, profuse edginess ahead. And now that I have your attention, number 7 on this list is Scarlet Jacobs, aka Shinobu from the No More Heroes series. Just in case you haven't played this game and you decided to ignore the spoiler warning, No More Heroes is a series about an assassin who wants to become the highest ranked killer in America, so he takes out the top 10 ranks to do this. In the first game, Travis, the protagonist, fights Shinobu, but leaves her alive. In the second game, Shinobu comes back to let Travis take a load off by killing some of the ranks above him. To do this, you actually get to play as Shinobu, which is pretty cool. She does control a bit odd, but hey, the idea was pretty novel the first time I played through the game. I put Shinobu on this list because her levels were a fun little distraction. Also because she's a great philosopher.
What does moe mean?
Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is my favorite game of all time. Seriously, I have played this game more times than what's probably healthy. That being said, Goombella. There, I said it. Not only is she really good as a hint book, but later in the game she is super overpowered. Oh, the wonders you can do with a couple of Power Plus Ps. I put Goombella on this list because of how much she #wrecks everything when you give her upgrades. Makes you wonder how strong other Mario grunts could be with some proper badging. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is a pretty underrated game in my opinion. It's a point-and-click action mystery game made by the same team that brought us Ace Attorney. The basic premise is that you play as Sissel, the guy who got killed, and you have to find out all the events that have led up to that moment in the course of a single night. Along the way, you'll meet a few other ghosts, one of whom is absolutely adorable. That ghost is Missile. Missile is a Pomeranian whose curiosity and hyperactivity get him killed a couple of times. While he's dead, Missile stays a dog at heart, tries to save his owner a couple times, and ultimately, mild spoilers, joins Sissel for a few puzzles. I love Missile not only because he's incredibly energetic, but because he's also really important to the plot. So, go play Ghost Trick! I was recently introduced to the Shin Megami Tensei series, and I must say that 4 was a pretty good game. SMT4 features quite a few moral choices that make you side with one of your fellow samurai partners. So, is number 4 on this list the goody two-shoes Jonathan? Nope. The shirtless ruffian Walter? Nah. The indecisive Isabeau? It's Burroughs, or should I say, Burroughs. Burroughs is a navigational AI that resides in the gauntlets of every samurai in the Eastern Kingdom of Mikado. She's essentially Siri, but 1,000 times cooler. She manages everything for you, like a medieval secretary, and some of her lines, specifically,
I'll register that as a new quest on the list.
adds a bunch of charm to her personality. That line has some hilarious moments during some cutscenes later in the game. All in all, Burroughs acts as the best comedy relief and most reliable partner in this 40-hour adventure. I am a huge Ace Attorney fan. I feel sorry for anybody who's been subjected to being around me while I talk about Ace Attorney because I swear I probably sound like a giddy fangirl. So it was sort of hard picking one of the various Ace Attorney partners for this list. Do I go with the sciencey Emma Skye, or the magical Trucy Wright, the great thief Kay Faraday, or good old Detective Gumshoe? Well, as cool as they all are, I still think Maya Fey is the best partner in the series. The fact that she's Phoenix's main partner for almost half the cases in the original trilogy sort of makes her special. Maya's a spirit medium and the chief heir of the Fae clan. She's kind of a big deal. So much so that people really like framing her for murder. Like, they really like framing her for murder. Maya's at the center of 4 cases out of the first 15, so you could definitely say the writers enjoy using her as plot MacGuffins. All this aside though, Maya's insatiable hunger for hamburgers and sturdy defense of stepladders are why she's my favorite partner in the Ace Attorney series. Let's just hope Capcom brings her back in Ace Attorney 6. In case the last part of the list didn't make it obvious enough, I love me some murder mystery novels. Danganronpa is no exception to this. Now, there's not necessarily defined partners in the series, but bear with me. Chiaki Nanami is fucking awesome! In a murder mystery, the best person to have with you is a good detective. Chiaki Nanami is that good detective. And why is she a good detective? Because she plays a bunch of video games. I can sympathize with that. Chiaki Nanami is essentially me, as an anime girl on an island of mutual killing with a bunch of teenagers. But the details don't matter. In order to avoid spoiling too much about this awesome game, let's just say she's pretty fucking cool. Alright, moving on! My number 1 partner of all time is Fi from Skyward Sword. Nah, I'm just kidding. I have a better choice. My real favorite partner in video games is Shara from Sonic and the Secret Rings. The way she gives you a mountain of handkerchiefs really stands out in my mind. What's that? Oh, okay. Fine. My true number 1 partner in video games is Luigi. Anyone who knows me entirely saw this coming. Luigi is my favorite partner because of the amount of personality he has. He has the most personality of any Mario character. His reactions are absolutely hilarious. On top of that, he has some pretty sweet moves, especially in the Mario & Luigi series. Luigi's a source of endless entertainment, not just a year's worth. And that is why he's not only my favorite partner, but favorite character in gaming. Thank you for watching! If you enjoyed this video, feel free to click that button. It'll take you to Boogaloo Commentaries, where my friends and I do videos of video games with commentaries. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Right now we're doing Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards as well as No More Hipsters, which was a game on this list, so, you know, that's pretty cool.